Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Arrange Your Own. This week we're going to do something a little different, and we're going to try to give you something that could work for a dinner party you might have at your home. Let's say you're having a lot of guests over, but you don't have a lot of flowers, or you don't have a lot of area to put things in. So a perfect small bud vase on each table will be great. I've chosen two different kinds of vases and used a group of 2 and then a group of 3. It'll give a little bit of symmetry in the room, but also make it kind of fun, like you just found them around. So what we have today, we have some orange alstroemeria, some red stock, cute little spray roses, orange gerbers, a fire opal heliconia, ruscus, and some aspidistra and lilygrass. So what we're going to do is we'll start with these rectangular shaped vases. And for these, we have some aspidistra we're going to line them with. Just going to cut off the stem and then take our knife, and we're going to run the knife along the rib in the center. And this is going to give us the perfect width to go along these vases. So we can just wrap this half of the aspidistra around itself, a little tube, and then stick it down into one of these vases. And then the same with the other half. And then for the last vase, we'll do the same thing, cutting off the end of the aspidistra, and then once again running our knife down the rib of the leaf. You might want to do this on a cutting board if you don't have a stainless steel table. So we'll wrap it again. And now we have some nice symmetry with the square vases. Then, since we have 5 different varieties, we're going to use one variety of flowers in each of these vases, and then we'll use a little bit of greenery to accent. So going along with making the rectangular vases look similar, we're going to use ruscus in the 3 rectangular vases as our accent. So I'm going to cut this ruscus in half and then leave about 5 little leaves on top, and then also with the other half. We'll place these together as a little side accent, and then I'm going to do our fire opal heliconia. You can just set it right on the other side. Then we'll take a little bit of binding wire and twist these together. And the square vases, or the rectangular vases in particular, it's hard to keep them staying up if you don't tie them together. You can also use little ball jars or even teacups if you don't have bud vases around the house. So we'll cut this and then place this itself. And then we're going to move to our next rectangular vase. For this one, I'm going to use Gerber daisies, another of the bright oranges. And then we'll again cut our ruscus in half, remove the bottom leaves, and then group together. And then these 3 gerbers, we want it to look all around, so we'll place 1 gerber in the back, 1 in the front, and then 1 to one of the sides. That way anywhere you're sitting you can kind of see a Gerber daisy. Then we'll take a little more binding wire for these as well and tie them together. And then cut to the size we want. Place them in the vase, a little shorter. Perfect. And then for our last rectangular vase, we'll do the alstroemeria. So we have 2 stems of this, and we're going to use the last bit of our ruscus. Same thing off to one side, and then the alstros on the other. And then with the alstroemeria, we can cut this a little bit shorter so that these little leaves can fan out, maybe even a little shorter. And it's gonna make this fan out and look so adorable on a table. So we have our 3 rectangular vases. You can tell they follow a similar theme, so everything kind of goes together in your room. And now we're going to move on to the round vases. It's going to make it a little bit more interesting to use something different. So for these, I'm going to use a few stems of lily grass. And we're just going to run our hands along it so that it curves naturally. And then we're just going to make a loop and leave some of the grass sticking up. Going to make it fun and give a little bit more height to the arrangement without getting in the way of anyone looking at each other across the table. So this we need to tie by itself. And then while we're at it, for the other round vase, we'll do the same thing. Just allow it to curve naturally, and then create a fun loop with the grass sticking up. Then we'll take our stems of stock and take off the little leaves so they don't dirty the vase. And then we'll take a lily grass loop and put it in with them, and then we'll tie them together, just like this. It's a nice accent that doesn't look too forced. And you can just cut off the excess, and then cut our stems to size. And place them within the vase. The good thing about these round vases, they look good from all angles. So we have one done. And then our cute little spray roses, we'll do the same and group them all together. These are going to open and look really beautiful. Then we'll add our lily grass root loop to finish it off. And cut it to size and place it within the vase. And now we have 5 different bud vases that will work perfectly for any party that you might have, or even if you just want to fill every room in your house. So I hope you guys enjoy your flowers this week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.